The lateral area of a prism is the sum of the areas of all of the lateral faces. Okay, so what it means by lateral faces is the faces that are on the sides of the prism. Okay, so that is the lateral area. So faces on the sides of the prism. The surface area is the total area of all the faces. Okay, so surface area is the total area of all the faces. All right. So a key here is to find the lateral area. Well, the best way to find the lateral area is to find the perimeter of the prism and then take it times the height. So the lateral area is if I were to take the perimeter of the figure and then multiply it by the height, because then that would give me all of this lateral area. Okay, so lateral area is the perimeter times the height. That is the best way to find lateral area. After you have the lateral area, so think about it here, I have all of these sides area. What am I missing then? The areas of? Areas of the top and bottom, which are called the bases. So what we're going to do here is you find the lateral area, and then you add the bases, the top and bottom. And that gives me what is the surface area. So it's the lateral area plus each of the bases, or 2 times one of the bases, either way you want to look at it. Okay, that is a prism. The other one is a right cylinder. And same thing here, the lateral area of a right cylinder with a radius r and height of h is 2 pi rh. Now, 2 pi rh, and you're like, where are they coming up with these letters and information? 2 pi r. What formula is that for? What's 2 pi r? It's the, not the area, it's the circumference. Isn't circumference like perimeter? Yeah. So really what I'm doing here is I'm taking the circumference of the circle times the height. Because if I take the circumference of the circle times the height, then I get that lateral area. So I'm taking the circumference of the circle times the height. That gives me the lateral area. And then again, just like the bases, I'm taking 2 times the bases. Well, how do you find the area of a circle? 2 times pi radius squared. Why is it 2? Because I have 2 bases, one at the top and one at the bottom. Okay, and that is the best way to find the surface area of a cylinder. Okay, so again, we're focusing on surface area of a right prism in a right cylinder today. So let's look at number 1 here. I want to find the lateral area and surface area for each prism. So first thing I want to do is I want to find the lateral area. Now remember, lateral area is the perimeter times the height. So as I look at this prism, I want to find the perimeter of like the bottom. Okay, I want to take the perimeter times the bottom here. Well, what's the perimeter of the bottom of this rectangle here? 9 plus 4 plus 9 plus 4, what is it? So that's 26 times, what's my height? 3. So 26 times 3 gives me a lateral area that is 78. Does everybody see how we get 78 there? Yep. The perimeter of the bottom times the height. That's the lateral area. Now I want to find the base area. Or I want to find 2 of the base areas technically. Well, how do you find the area of a base here? Here's the base of the rectangle. How do I find the area of that base right there? What did you say, Troy? 4 times 9. How many bases do I have? 2. So I'm going to take that times 2. So 4 times 9 times 2. What's 4 times 9 times 2? 72. So I have my lateral area and I have my base area. Now what are we supposed to do with those 2 areas? Add them up. 78 plus 72 gets me a surface area of 150 feet. Now I'm talking about area, so my units are squared. 150 feet squared. That is surface area. Okay. Let's look at number 2 here. Now number 2 is a little bit tougher. Why? Well, it's a triangle, and we struggle with triangles sometimes. What's the base of this triangle? Or sorry, what's the base of this prism? Is it the triangle or is it the rectangles? It's the triangles. Okay, in a prism like this, the base can be any form here. Okay, so this is my base. Alright, now notice I have the hypotenuse here. The hypotenuse is 5.4. So I want to find the lateral area first. Lateral area is the perimeter times the height. What is the perimeter of this triangle here? As I look here, what's the perimeter of the triangle? What is it? 12.4 times the height. What's the height going to be? Height is?
5.
What'd you say, Capri? It's not 5. It's actually
7.
7. Why is it 7? Because this prism's tilted on its side there. Does everybody see that? Prism's tilted on its side. So I'm going to take 12.4 times 7. Okay. So that gives me a lateral area of about what? 86.8. Okay, so there's my lateral area. Now I want to do the base area. Now again, my base is my triangle. How do I find the area of the triangle here? Base times height times. So 1/2. The base is 2. Times the height is 5. And how many bases do I have? So I'm going to take that times 2 again. So 1/2 times 2 times 5 times 2 gets me 10. So now I have my lateral area and I have my base area. So what is my surface area going to be here? 96.8. What are my units here? Centimeters squared. There's my surface area. Okay. Again, the key is finding the lateral area first and then adding the surface area. If you're a person that struggles with that, what's something else I could do? Well, let's see here. This figure right here has, I think, 5 different faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could I find the area of all 5 of those faces and then add them together? Yeah, you bet. That's another way to work it out. That might be a little bit longer, but hey, that's a way to work it out. There's multiple ways to find the area of these bases. Okay. Let's try number 3 and 4 here. Now we're talking about lateral area and surface area of a cylinder. Now if you look, formula for the surface area of a cylinder is 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Okay, now this one says give your answers in terms of pi. It's always a lot easier when you leave your answers in terms of pi. So I'm going to find the surface area here. Okay, I'm just going to plug in the formula. I'm going to chug through it here. 2 times pi. What's my radius here? Times 5 squared. Plus 2 pi. What's my radius again? Times my height. What's my height? Yeah, so all I did was I plugged in my radius for that, radius for this. Oh, I put H, didn't I? 6, there we go. 5 squared because it's radius squared. Oh, second one is just 5 because that's my circumference there. I'm trying to find the circumference. Okay, and now I'm going to simplify. Well, what's 5 squared? 25 times 2 is? So I have 50 pi. Plus, what's 5 times 6? 30 times 2? I get 60 pi. What's 50 pi plus 60 pi? So my surface area is 110 pi inches squared. Okay. Again, cylinders, sometimes people think cylinders are a little bit easier because, well, you can leave your answer in terms of pi and it's a little bit easier to see the formula. Well, let's try 4. 8 centimeters. What's the 8 centimeters represent? That's my diameter. Do I want diameter or what do I want? So if my diameter is 8, what's my radius? Okay. So I'm going to plug it into my formula here. Okay. So surface area equals 2 pi 4 squared. Where does that 4 come from? That 4 is my radius. Plus 2 pi. What's my radius? 4. Times, what's my height here? Times 15. And now I do each of them here. What? Oh, I just want to show it all out first. Okay, now I'm going to work it out. What's 4 squared? 16 times 2? So I get 32 pi. Plus, what's 4 times 15? 60 plus 2. So I get 120 pi. So 32 plus 120 pi gets me, my surface area is 152 pi centimeters squared. Lateral area would be the second half of that, so 60 pi and 120 pi. That would be the lateral area.
You plug in radial more than once?
Yes, because I'm trying to find each of them separately. Okay. Yep. But what I'm doing is I'm finding the lateral area and the base areas. Okay. Yep, correct. All right, take a couple seconds. Try numbers 5 and 6 on your own. Okay, take a couple seconds. Try numbers 5 and 6 on your own. This goes back to the rectangular and triangular prisms. So just like numbers 1 and 2. All right, so let's walk through number 5. First thing I want to do is I want to find the lateral area. Lateral area is the perimeter times the height. What is my lateral area, Caitlin?
I think it was 120.
It was 120. Nice job. And then I want to find my base area, and there's 2 of them. How would I find the base area, Caitlin? 6 times 4 times 2, because there's 2 bases. And you get a base area of? 48. Now what am I going to do with 120 and 48, Caitlin? Add them and I get? 168 centimeters squared. Nice job. Next I have number 6. I want to find the lateral area first. Lateral area is perimeter times height. What would the lateral area be here, Peyton? What's the lateral area for number 6? Is it 160? Right? Lateral area is 160. Awesome. Then I want to find the base area, and I have 2 of them. Well, how do you find the area of a triangle? So I have 1/2 times 8 times 15. How many bases do I have? 2, right? So what's 1/2 times 8 times 15 times 2? Really, my 1/2 my 2 cancel out. So I'm left with 8 times 15, which is 120. So that means my surface area comes out to be then, what do I do with the lateral area and the base area? Add them and I get 280 meters squared. Okay, so there is the surface area. Again, key is start off with the lateral area and then add in the 2 base areas. Here's number 7 and 8. These are both cylinders now. So take a couple seconds to try the cylinders. All right, let's look at number 7 here. Remember, lateral area and surface area of each cylinder, right cylinder. So to find the surface area, you have to use the formula. Surface area formula is 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi rh. Okay, so I plug the information in here. When I plug that in, what is my radius here? Bryce, what's my radius? Yeah. Radius is what? The actual radius of number 7 is what? No, the actual just radius. Give me the radius. 2. Thank you. I didn't hear you the first time. 2 pi, 2 squared, plus 2 pi. Radius again, Bryce? 2. And the height, Bryce? 2. So I plug the information in. Now I work through it here. That's a lot of 2's. So I get surface area here. 2 squared is what, Johnny?
4.
Times 2?
8.
So I get 8 pi. Plus 2 times 2, Johnny?
It's going to be 8 again.
It's going to be 8 pi again. And now can I add those 2 up?
Yeah.
Yep, and I get a surface area of what, Johnny? 16 pi. What do I got here? Inches squared. Okay, number 8. I need a cylinder with a radius of 3 and a height of 10. Tom, what is my radius here?
3.
So I have surface area equals 2 pi 3 squared plus, next one here. 2 pi, what's the radius, Tom?
Radius is 3.
What's the height, Tom?
10.
So 3 times 10. Now I work through the problem. What's 3 squared, Tom?
9.
Times 2.
18.
So I get 18 pi. Plus, what's 3 times 10, Tom?
30.
Times 2?
60.
60 pi. And can I add those, Tom?
Yes.
Yes, I can. I get surface area 18 plus 60 is
78.
78 pi millimeters squared. There it is. All right, so how are we doing here so far? Getting surface area pretty good? Great, because now we're going to add the next step. Next part here is, well, we have sometimes composite figures, so multiple figures in one. Okay? You can find the surface area of a composite three-dimensional figure like the one shown at right. Now, there's a lot of different ways to do it here. They show you can do the surface area of the small prism plus the surface area of the large prism minus the hidden surfaces. Okay, that's one way to work it out here. Yes, sir. Okay. What I'm going to show you is you could also do the surface area of the large prism plus the lateral area of the small prism. And that would actually get you the total surface area as well. Okay, so give me a sec here. I'll show you what it looks like on the box here, what I mean. So as you look at it here again, okay, this big box, okay, if I think about this big box, this area up here is going to be the same as the area down here. So I'm just finding the area of the big figure, and then I add the area of the lateral area of the smaller one. And that would give me the total area. Okay, so let's try number 9 here. Find the surface area of each composite figure. Be sure to subtract the hidden surfaces of each part of the composite solid round to the nearest 10. Okay, let's try number 9 here. First thing I want to do is I want to find the surface area of the big figure. So I want to find the surface area of the bottom prism here. So surface area of the bottom prism. I would do the perimeter. So I'm going to say SAB because it's the surface area of the big one. So that's the perimeter times the height plus the two bases. So the perimeter is? The perimeter is 14. The height is? 2.
28
Plus, what's the bases there? 20, right? Because the base of the bottom is 10. There's 2 of them, right? So the big area comes out to be 48. Does everybody see that? Big area comes out to be 48. We should have already been able to do that, right? Find the prism of one figure. Now here's what we want to do. We want to find the lateral area of the small figure. So I want to find the lateral area of the small figure now. So lateral area of the small figure is the perimeter times the height. What's the perimeter of the small figure? 10 times what's the height? So perimeter of the small figure is, or the lateral surface area of the small figure is 20. What am I going to do with these two numbers now? I'm going to? What's 48 plus 20? I get 68 centimeters squared. Okay, so you don't have to always subtract stuff. You just got to think of how you look at it here. So there's number 9 on a prism. Number 10, again, if you look at the way I showed you on number 10, it makes it a lot easier because you can cut out some circle work. If I find the surface area of the big one, Well, how would I find the surface area of the big one? I would do the perimeter times the height plus 2 of the bases. What's the perimeter? The perimeter is 14 times what's the height? 2. Plus, what's the bases times 2? 24. So the surface area of the big box, or the big prism, is 28 plus 24, which is 52. Now I want to find the lateral area of the small figure. So I want to find the lateral area of the small figure. How do you find the lateral area of a cylinder? 2 pi radius times height. So 2 pi radius times height. Now it says round to the nearest tenth. I'm just going to leave it in terms of pi right now, just to make it a little bit easier on you. So 2 times pi times what's my radius? What's my radius? 1. Times what's my height? 2. 2 times 1 is 2 times 2 is. So the lateral surface area is 4 pi. So what would I have to do with those two numbers? Can I add them? No, because they're two different terms, right? So I'm left with 52 plus 4 pi. And then that would be what? Inches squared.
You could solve that out.
It did say, because it said round to the nearest tenth, you could work it out if you really wanted to, yeah. You could use 3.14 for pi. You'd get what? 12.56. So approximately that would be 64.6. It says round to the nearest tenth inches squared. Yep. Nice work. Okay. Try number 11 on your own. Number 11 is just like number 10. The only difference is it's tilted on its side. Do the exact same thing you just did on number 10 though. Take a couple seconds, try number 11 on your own. Alright, so let's look at number 11 here. First thing you want to do is you want to find the surface area of the big one. Surface area of the big one is perimeter times height plus 2 times the bases. Now, again, whichever way you look at it makes no big difference here. I would do the perimeter of the bigger one here and make 2 my height. Again, if you want to do the other one, that's fine. So you could, perimeter of this times your height and then your bases. Either way, you get the same answers here. Okay. So when you work it all out, you end up with the surface area of the big one gets you to be 76. Okay, you get 76 for the big one. Then you got to find the lateral area of the small one, or the cylinder. So lateral area of the small one cylinder is 2 pi radius, which is 1.5, times the height of 4. So my lateral surface area comes out to be 12 pi. And then I can add those together and end up with 76 plus 12 pi. What are we in? Inches squared. And if I wanted to go to approximately to a decimal, 12 times 3.14 gets me like 37 point something. So I think I end up with like, what is it, 113 some point something, I think is my final answer. Nice job. All right. We'll stop there for today and we'll finish the rest of this up tomorrow.